And I'll show you. So when we're done, I'll show you.
Okay.
If I don't, I'll bring them next time.
Okay.
But that's what it was, the bands. And then, like, to me, the biggest thing is you're not going to really get the connection and the balance you're looking for until you can kind of start to get your body and your whole position and core to affect what she's doing. And she talks you into, which is going to be hard, because she's kind of a moose. She talks you into wanting, because she's strong and she doesn't really respond to the balance and the half halts, she's going to talk you into hanging on her or letting go of her. There has to be an in-between. And so the biggest thing with that is discipline on your part, and you have to just keep disciplining yourself, like doing tons of transitions, like short intervals, like trot walk, trot canter, trot halt, trot walk, trot canter, like but good ones. Like don't just do it unless she's like pissing off with you. If you go from canter to trot and she's like running through your aid, then halt. And then be like, okay, good, you listen, soft. Then go forward. If she's rude again, then halt. Or do another transition to walk, so that you're teaching her without just tug of war, because that's the hardest part with her is...
Like when you got on her and...
Yeah, but that's because I mean, like, Ann rides a lot of horses. and I mean, if I can't get her to do it, that's not good. You know what I mean? Like... I mean, I'm not saying that it's good, but but like that's my job. But the thing is like, if I rode her all the time, I could make it a little easier for you, but that's not the case. But the thing is it's still not you're still gonna have to figure it out. She's not gonna be a horse that I could just ride and then she's just gonna do it for you, because some do that, but it's very rare. But I mean,
I spent a lot of time with Ann this week, and I'm like, okay, I'm like watching her hands and her body, and I'm like, tell me exactly what you're doing. And
and it's really, that's the hardest thing to teach somebody, is developing connection and balance with the horse. When you teach somebody to put a horse on the bit and do that, like once you get it, you've got it. And now there's then a million other things you're going to have to figure out from there. But once you learn to put her head down and understand that feeling, it's like riding a bike. You don't really forget how to do it. But that teaching somebody to do it is very hard. And it's even harder when you have a horse like her that doesn't naturally want to just do it. Does that make sense? So you need to discipline yourself in your position, and I do think that you've gotten way stronger, and you're gonna be better for that. But the thing is you also have to really focus on your body and core. And if you can start to get yourself to be effective, even if it's not going through to her, but you're at least in the right place, that's going to help you. And using your whole body, like when she gets strong, you just kind of let her just pull you out of balance. And the thing is you have to go, no, like I need you here, and then I need to be able to let go. Even if I don't get the response I completely want, there has to be some sort of a response, but it can be minuscule. And if you feel like she did something right, even if it wasn't perfect, just right, then relax, then ask again.
Okay.
And that's the biggest thing is the take and give. And that's another really hard thing to teach people, because, and I mean, I do this all the time and I still have to be better at it, right? And so it's hard because the take and give is, the give is the reward, but you don't want to give if they haven't softened. Does that make sense? So, but you don't want to pull. It has to be an elastic feel. So the
hold like her, like pretend you're the bit, and all. This is how hard. And I had Ann do it. Like this, and then I'm like that.
And you can't. It needs to be more. So, like, say you're her and I'm you.
Okay.
It needs to be like, to me, I want the horse like that light in the reins.
Okay.
But she probably never will be, right? But I want something, and I want to be able to do a little of that, and then I want to be able to do a little of that, and have the horse stay with me, right?
Okay.
She's not going to do that.
Yeah.
You might have to be a little like this, but it's more of a this give. It needs to be more of like a rubber band feel than a jerk.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it needs to be like, hey, with me. Okay, good. You softened a little bit. I softened for a sec. Oh, no, I lost you again. But it's not a seesaw. There has to be tension. But like, see, look, I can already get her without even having to like do anything. But it needs to be a feel of like this in her mouth, not a this.
Maybe even too, like I can spend time just standing around doing.
Yeah, and you can practice it like on the ground. You can practice it, and the other good thing for her would be is do you ever put her in side reins and lunger?
Yeah.
Does she go on the bit when you do that?
I've seen her more. I haven't done the side reins a lot. The cavalcade, she does
The cavalcade.
it's like, yeah.
The Pessoa rig?
Kind of, but it's just like a bungee that goes there under her legs without a saddle and then up here. And
Like a neck stretcher.
Kind of. Yeah.
But she goes on the bit with that?
Yeah.
I need to watch one day.
Yeah.
Like, we need to do like a flat session, but we need to do a little bit of that, like lunger and then rider. And what I want to do is I want to see what exactly is going on. Like, we can give her some tools. Now, obviously, like, she's got to learn to do it with you on her.
Yeah.
But we also have to, like, start somewhere. So, I want to see, because if she's leaning into it, it's not helping you. Even if her head's down, does that make sense? Like, even if she's going around with her head down, but she's not really letting go. Yeah. So, I need to find a lunging device that I feel like is going to make her let go. Because if she's not letting, and maybe she is, I just need to see. But anyway, do a little warm up and then we're gonna. Have you warmed up at all? Okay, perfect. I just want to set this up as a little bit of an exercise here. Good, so think about in your position, Amy, as you're trotting around here. Focus on getting your elbows and your arms, your reins more even. So pull back on the right rein, and kick her with the left leg, and stay on a big circle here. A little bit what you have to focus on is that you're not trying to create so much bend, right, to get around. She has to come around from both reins, which is hard. Now widen your hands a little bit. You can have them as wide, but your elbows need to stay in at your side, right? And widen them a little bit so you're making more of a funnel to channel her. There you go. Now pull back a little bit on the right rein, but put your left leg on as you do that. Straight back from the bit to your elbow. There, bit to elbow on the right side. And your left fingers can kind of massage the corner of her mouth. Now have more contact than that. More contact. Shorten your reins. Shorten your reins. That's okay. But you got to turn her from your outside aids, not your inside. Now widen your right hand. Take your right hand a little bit away from her neck to the outside of the circle. And apply more inside leg, your left leg. Yeah, bend your elbows. Thumbs up on the reins, and if you need to, shorten your reins. Yeah, that's better. Now make her come a little more forward to that, just slightly. Not a lot, just slight. Good, good. That's better, right? And then you feel how the contact becomes more consistent. Now focus on that a little bit. And then you can change direction. Now, there you're turning with your inside rein. Turn with both reins. Don't pull on the left rein to turn her. Straighten her from the outside rein and kick her with the right leg and push her a little left or right from your left leg. There. And then turn her shoulders. Little bit, you have to get out of the habit of turning her just her nose, right? Like, you're a better rider than that. Don't get me wrong, everybody does it. I do this for a living and I still catch myself doing it. But you can't, right? Because then you're not really establishing contact on the outside of the horse, right? Ideally, a good horse should go round from the outside rein, not just the inside rein, right? It should be the inside leg to the outside rein creates contact. Now, to explain that and actually feel it is a little harder than said than done, but you've got to focus on that feeling of creating not a strong outside rein, but a dominant, strong outside aid. There you go. Now change direction to the right. But shorten your reins. You feel out, look at your hands occasionally. Are they even? They can be wider, but they can't. Your rein length has to stay the same. Now left rein, right leg. And right fingers massage. Yeah, but keep the feel of the outside rein. There you go. Now make her come a little more forward there, Amy. Go a little forward, bring her back. Don't get stuck in one tempo, right? But when you push her forward, she can't just squirt out the front end. She has to keep the contact, and her hind legs need to push forward to try to make her head lower. Does that make sense? Yeah. Now, you have to just focus on that. When I push her forward, her head she should go to the bit softly and want to lower and stretch her neck. If you don't feel that, slow the tempo down, work on the contact again, then ask again, okay? But don't feel like when you go forward, you just let her squirt out the front end, because then you're losing everything you've created. Does that make sense? Yeah. There you go. That's better. Good. And I know we want her rounder than this, but at least there's some consistency to the contact. And you're not pulling her, you're pushing her to it. Does that make sense? It's not that you want to throw it away, and then when your arms get a little bit tired, occasionally just relax both hands for a stride or so, and then ask again, right? Because you don't want to hold her there, right? She's too big. You can't hold her up. But you do need to create some contact. Good. Now go to your canter. Your reins could be a little shorter. But that doesn't mean your arm gets stronger. Right? Just because the reins are shorter doesn't mean your arm's stronger. Now halter. Sit up though. But see how, yeah. But sit in the saddle, push your legs down towards the ground, and anchor yourself. Because there, you just kind of went, right? Did you feel that? Yeah. You felt the transition not be good, and then you just let her kind of tote you around. You can't. There you go. Because the more you do that, it's going to take 15 more times to make her better, right? Good. Reins even. Good. Yeah, you feel that? Now push her a little more forward, softly. Soft, fingers closed. Outside rein back. Massage. Yeah, there you go. Stay tall. Good, Amy. Now, elbows, think about melting into the saddle as you go to trot here. Melt into the saddle. Yeah, now sit up though. Now slow, now half halt, hard. Harder, and then give. Yeah. Right? Because you just kind of say, okay, I want you to slow down, but then you're pulling. I'd rather you get in, get out. Does that make sense? Be like, no, come back to me, then let go. There you go. Now keep your legs though. See, once she starts to come rounder, it's going to take a little bit more lower leg, not to push her faster, but to keep her coming into the contact, right? If you push her faster, then she's going to run through you. Now change direction. Hands wide. Thumbs up. Elbows at your side. Elbows outside shoulder. Now make a circle there. Ideally, this is the energy we want in the trot, but we want it in your control, not hers. So if you feel like she's trotting off with you, then half halt, do a transition if you have to get the balance back that you're looking for, Amy. She can't just run away with you. Good, outside elbow back. That's it, fingers closed. That's okay, good. And see, that's the idea. And yes, we want rounder, but this is going to establish it. Does that make sense? If you kind of rot around and you're like, ah, and then you give it all away, you're in trouble. But this is much softer and smoother. If you went into your test, I would say, okay, needs to be rounder, needs to be more over her back. But I wouldn't pick you apart completely, because at least you look like you're attempting connection. Does that make sense? Yes. So, even though you're not where you want to be, you've got to make it look like you're trying, but you're not busy. Does that make sense? Good. Now bring your right shoulder back a little bit. Right shoulder back. Right shoulder back. Yeah, like that. Good. Yes. Now go to your canter again. Stretch up. Stretch up.
Set myself up.
Yeah, set yourself up. Don't, just because I say it doesn't mean you have to do it right at the moment, right? You have to feel when it's going to be a good transition. Good, Amy. Not too much bend. You don't need a ton of bend right now. Yes, if you pull on that inside rein, her nose should come to the inside. But you don't want to pull her nose all the time to the inside, because then you're losing her shoulder. She's got to stay straighter and be more willing to come around her from both reins, not just the inside rein. There you go. That's better. And look at how much softer and more balanced you are in your seat there. You look like a real rider now. Like you're a part of the horse instead of just being up there like a noodle, right? You have to focus on that feel. Good, now back to your trot again, because we need to jump a bit. Yes! Stretch up though, half halt hard and then give. Yeah, like that. Half halt hard again. A little left, a little right. Softly, there within balance, so it's not a jerk. But it can be strong, and then it can be soft again, right? Yeah. Like you see those big fancy dressage horses, sometimes those rodders, they make those half-halt super strong, and yeah, you don't know, but that's because they're good and they understand the balance. But you can do that same thing, you just have to feel like you're doing it within rhythm, right? Not that it's you're disrupting her, but you're making her come back to you and pay attention so that you have a place to then let go and ride forward again. Good. Good. Now let's do a little change of direction, and we're going to come catch this little cross row at the placing pole toward them. Sorry, guys. And we're just going to trot it and then land cantering, and we'll just keep turning left and right on the backside, Amy, but you're going to trot the cross rail, okay? And remember, we're working on the flat work between the jumps, too, here to warm up. Not that she just is allowed to go around because she's jumping like a dingleberry. She has to stay straight. There. Now a little softer in your elbow. Close your legs so she sees where she's going. Good. And then back to the trot. Inside leg on, both reins. If she's running off, halt. Halt there. Yeah. And then now trot again. And then come back to it. And this time turn right. The jump itself was great, Amy. But the landing, you felt how she kind of toted you away. If you feel like she lands in a heap and kind of drags you around, then do a transition. But I want you to be stronger in that balance. There, now give a little. Lower leg underneath you. Beautiful. See, that was a great ride, right? And then you feel how she listened there? Now do that and turn left again. Look at that. That's already getting better. Soft elbow, eyes up. Good. And then now trot. And then halt. Yeah. Straight line though. Make her stay straight. Yeah, like that. Good. One more time from the left, turning left again, okay? So in order to help you get that left lead, you can't lean left, right? Because then that pushes her weight onto that inside shoulder. You have to stay a bit more over your right stirrup and just open the left rein, okay? But it's hard. You've got to make sure you're keeping your right side longer as you approach. And you can look left, but don't pull her left. Just open the left rein. Close your leg. Close your leg. Soft elbows. There you go. Feel the difference?
Yeah.
Good. And walk a sec. I'll give you a little breather. Yeah. And look at me. That was good riding, but if she still kind of goes, right? Shorten those reins and lift up a little bit and do the same thing. But lift and look at me. You can have contact low and you can have contact here. Okay. But I don't want low in this and I don't want this. I want it here. It's got to be, yeah, it's got to be this motion. Forward, back. Never this, right? The arm has to feel like it's a hinge and it's elastic. And it goes with the horse and it comes back with the horse and goes with the horse and comes back, right? So it's this feeling of moving forward and back instead of, right? Because then what's that do? I just pull you off the horse, right? And she can pull you off. Right? That's why, like, you're stronger than you think you are, right? But the problem is you're not secure in your body, right? And that takes lots of practice and riding, right? And she's strong. Her head and her neck probably way more than your body, right? Close. And she could pull you right off over her head if she wanted to. So you have to get her to, without having the hang on her because she's too big, get her to be more responsive, that when you come here, she goes, oh, Mom means that. But it can't be brutal because then it doesn't need to be a punishment unless she's being a bitch. It needs to be a pay attention. Like your kids, like you tell them once or twice that they got to clean their room. By the third time, you're going to whip them if they don't, right? Same thing. You got to ask, but be assertive. And then if she doesn't respond, then it's a now or never. And then go forward and be nice again, right? And it's just discipline. Okay, let her catch her breath, and then we're going to do a couple other little things here. But that was good riding. And keep practicing that feeling. Like, you just have to keep doing it all the time, because you're going to get it.
Yeah,
because the rest of your...
Just like even sitting up. But
and it takes time. And you know, riding one horse a day, that doesn't make it easy, is not, you know, I mean, she's a wonderful horse, right? Doing what? Yeah, but if they let you ride them, then that's fine. You're not going to ruin them. It's just a different feel. And the biggest thing is like, because you don't ride a ton of other horses, the first time or two you ride another horse, it's going to feel awkward. You know, so it might take you a couple rides before you actually become productive. But it also, those couple first rides might teach you something too, right? But like, it's just practice. It takes a long time. Good, yeah. My horses were all really, really good.
You ride some crazy.
What?
You ride some crazy horses.
What do you mean?
From what I saw you warm up.
Oh, which one? Oh, a bay horse, yeah.
I don't know, but I just remember going, holy crap, that's next.
Yeah.
You didn't see with the gray circle that you saw?
Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to come from the right and we're going to trot the little vertical, okay? Then we're going to turn left and we're going to come jump the pepper tree at the canter, and we're going to come right through here, okay? And then we're going to roll back to the right and we're going to come down this little gymnastic at the canter. And this is just one stride to one stride, but they're quiet. Okay, so you don't have to chase her in here, but you've got to support her, okay? And so it's all, again, about the rideability. And rhythm, rhythm, rhythm. You've got to think about your position, and you got to think about where you want her to go. And remember, when she's jumping in the canter, she can be soft in between, but in front of the jump, she has to have her nose up and out in light.
Okay.
Because if you're pulling down, she's going to be pulling you out of balance. Good. Think about right stirrup, right stirrup, right stirrup. Beautiful. Keep going. Yeah, don't let her pull down. That's it. The bit's got to stay up and light, like a razor blade in the corners of her mouth. Yep. Oh, she's going to come right through there, guys. That's okay. Now sit up. Now take your time. Get your lead. Don't lean to the right. Look. Look. Outside rein. Both reins to turn. Soft elbows. Stretch up. Stretch up. Good. And then now put her on a circle and get her back to you again, Amy. So that was good riding, but you felt how she got a little bit quicker in there, didn't she? So you have to think about staying a little closer to the saddle next time, right? So in between, you don't want to sit down and drive her, but you want to have your seat and your butt a little closer to her. That was good. Walk a sec. That was good riding. When you feel like she wants to get quick, because this exercise is quiet, she jumped in nice and then she built on you, right? And that's what it's going to do. She has to just back up and pay attention. But you got to just sit up and bring your body back. You don't want to pull, but you can even say, whoa. And you want to think like you're putting yourself in a position to make her slow down. Okay, I'm going to help you with putting little rails in here. What? You're not. Why? Do they?
What?
Do they always get in the way? Oh. What?
I think it's
Yeah.
have a conversation with her. I'll just call her.
Okay. Yeah.
That was crazy. Some horse charged us.
Oh, jeez. How was the show overall? It was good, yeah?
I was happy. I had a refusal on cross country, which is not me. Like, that's not, normal what I do.
Yeah.
But the dressage, that score was 45.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Good. Okay, so now let's do the same thing, okay? But I still need you to think about when you land here, like if she feels like she's getting strong and building, then just quietly halt in a straight line before you make the turn, okay? Then I want you to, and if you need to halt, halt. Then you're gonna go and you're gonna jump the skinny barrel, okay? Yeah, off the left. Yeah, and then you're gonna turn right before the pepper tree. So that's a sharp turn.
So this, do I still do that other part?
Yep. So you'll trot the vertical, canter the pepper tree, down the center here, halt if you need to. Then you're gonna jump the little barrel, turn right.
Okay.
And then you're gonna come jump the blue.
Okay.
The blue. And walk. And then we'll walk. And then we're going to do something different. But this blue, you're going to have a longer approach. So it's important that you keep thinking about that balance, right? Yeah. That you're not letting your reins get too long and letting her balance pull you up forward and over her shoulder, right? You've got to stay a little taller in your upper body and keep her balance uphill. Not too fast. Yeah, good. That's okay. Now get your lead right away. Good. Now sit up. Reins organized. Tall. Good. That's all right. Good. You've got your lead. Now get your eye looking at this gymnastic. Little exercise here. Don't get running. Stay close to the saddle. Close to the saddle. Close to the saddle. Yeah, good. Now sit up. Now you got to get the balance. You're running. You're going to run right by the barrel. Come on. Shoulders back. Look right. Look right. Good. Turn. Good, and then now you're vertical. Really good. Now, that's a good canter there, Amy, but you need your reins shorter and your arm more up and in front of you. They are. Don't rest your hands on her neck. Keep her head up and light. And just be patient. Really good. Really good. That's okay. But she just didn't realize that it was that big. But you had a great canter. But then when you landed, what did you feel happened? You kind of landed and you knew she had the rail and then you just kind of let her squirt off. She's got to jump this, and I don't care if you want to turn early, but she can't land and just veer away, right? She's got to land and stay straight. Because that's the sort of stuff a little bit on the same as the flat work. You have to just start disciplining yourself. Because you can do more than you give yourself credit for. What happens is you forget these little parts, and then it screws you up, and then you lose your confidence. If you can focus on those parts, the rest is easy, right? Then you're gonna, because like you could probably go novice level. We've schooled novice. I mean, yes, your dressage needs to get better, and yes, there's lots of more other things that we need to work toward, but it's not the actual exercises that are your problem. It's the in-between and the focus part, right, that we've talked about. And so you just have to keep thinking to yourself, okay, she had the rail. Why did she have the rail? Well, she just didn't realize it was big enough. It's fine.
I didn't kick her forward, or I didn't.
Yeah, but you didn't have to. She just needed to be a little bit more careful there. I wouldn't worry about the rail.
Okay.
She just needs to think about when she lands that she can't just immediately veer left or veer right. She's got to stay straighter in her body. Okay? So we're going to do the same course.
Okay.
But this time we're going to jump the blue, and you've got to jump it nice and organized, just like you did. And then you're going to stay straight for a few strides, and then you're going to bend and you're going to go to your pepper tree here.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Then you're going to turn left. And you're going to come all the way around, and you're going to go do the little one stride there, okay? Going towards the road, okay? One stride. And I'm going to make it a little smaller so that it's easier the first time, okay? But, again, you've got to think about those rein length, okay, and that organization.
I'm going to be kind of all over on this one. I'll try to watch out.
She's jumping everything.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys, get out of the way. I'll try to hold it.
How's he been?
He was, I haven't been able to ride much.
Because of the weather. Because of the weather.
Shell, honestly, I rode him yesterday, and then the last time I rode him was with you.
Oh, really? Because he's been...
Good yesterday, nervous Nelly in there.
Yeah. Nice and straight. Think about your outside stirrup. Right leg. Yeah, you let her... Now, come do that again. Because where did you jump it? You're already thinking about your turn too soon, right? Yeah, and then you lean forward and she jumped it, and literally she jumped it in the center and landed left. I want her to stay straight. That's all right. They'll get out of your way. I'll tell them. Good. Now stretch up. Get your lead. Get your lead right away. Take your time. Now reins organized. Good. Not any slower. Just think about the rhythm staying the same. Good ride. Good. Now get your lead right away. Shoulders, shoulders. Good, now get your lead again. Come on, don't lean. Stretch up, Amy. You gotta be taller in your body. There. Don't make a C. Bring your shoulders back. There, now look right. Yeah, good ride. Really good. And then see how when you thought about that, how easy it was? Good. She's gonna jump this blue and then bend to the pepper tree right here. Think about this turn. You've got to focus on the canter. Don't run. Think rhythm. Now look. Good. Sit up. Good ride. And then you turn left. Good. Look left. Good. That's okay. Now forward again. And then your one stride. Now let her canter a little bit. You need a little bit more pace here, Amy. Open your shoulders. Really good ride. Look at how good that was. That was great. Right? And yeah, we could have had maybe one less little add here, but because of the turn, you made it and you knew it was happening and you kept your body in a good place. Yeah. You just have to make sure when she lands and she kind of starts getting a little bit motory that you don't just do this and pull back. You've got to open your whole body up and bring her balance back up to you, right? And when you feel that, you're gonna, because you felt it before. I remember schooling, and all of a sudden you're like, holy crap, I don't have to pull on the reins. But you have to keep reminding yourself, and it's just discipline again.